All right, in this video, I'm going to show you how you can use Google Docs and Snipping Tool in order to kind of create your own worksheets. Now with Kami, you can definitely just use a PDF and have them mark up the PDF. But that can be a little challenging for little kids, and sometimes the assignment that you're given isn't exactly what you want them to do. Maybe you want to change it a little. So that's where this can be useful. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to take this fishing assignment that I got off of Google's Be Internet Awesome. And it contains kind of a worksheet that I'm going to work over for you. So first thing I'm going to do is go to my Google Drive. And the thing about Google Drive is it can be a total mess. So the easiest, you definitely want to make sure that you're organizing your files. Let's just say that. So I'm going to go into my lessons for this year, and I'm going to click on New to create a folder, and I'll call it Fishing, because that's what the lesson's about. And then I'm going to open that folder. And while that folder's open, I'm going to go to New, create a new Google Doc. The reason I'm doing it this way is it'll automatically put this Google Doc in this folder. So I'll be able to find it easily in my Google Drive. So there's my Google Doc. Now, a lot of times with worksheets, and if you're having them do any kind of work, I like to change the background of the worksheet so that, I don't know, it just makes it easier to see some of the graphics, and then I'll use white text boxes where I want them to do their answers, and it just makes it easier for them to see where to type. So I'm going to go to File, Page Setup, Page Color, and I'm just going to pick a color. Click OK. There we go. Now, in this particular assignment, if I go back to my original one, it gives them a few examples from the internet, and they have to decide whether they are real or fake. Kind of looks like this. Now, I would like to add a part of this assignment where they have to explain their thinking. So that would be part of the reason that I would not want to use Kami on this. And I guess you could put a second question under here, but I don't know. I just kind of like to do my own thing, so I'm going to make my own. So anyway, I'm going to come in here, and first I'm just going to make the print a little bigger, and I'm going to type in some directions. Directions. Look at the examples below and explain whether you think they are real or fake. And then be sure to explain your thinking. Okay. Sometimes I like to add a little graphic to my worksheet, so I might pop over to Google Images and just search up fishing, see what we get. There's something kind of interesting. Okay, maybe I like that. Here's a little trick not everybody knows about. If you're in Google Images, you can just pick up your image, click on the, drag it up to the top where your doc is, and it'll swing it back over, and I can drop it in. So maybe I want this, let's see, we'll put it over here, up at the top maybe. Take my directions down a little bit. And there we go. Center it, and we're good. Okay. Now, a lot of times too, depending on the grade level especially, but I like to add like some sentence frames to help students, if they struggle with starting a complete sentence or something like that. So I might add something like, you can use these sentence frames to help you. And I might put something like, let's see, we'll tab it over. I think this is real because nothing too crazy, just kind of helps get their thinking going, I think, and encourages them, to type in complete sentences. This is fake because I might even color code these, highlight it, maybe make one purple. Maybe make one, let's see, we can do like red. Okay, just to make them stand out a little bit more. Then I'm going to go into my first example. Okay, now on this worksheet, I'm not going to use every single thing that they have on there. I just want to kind of have them do 2 examples maybe. So I go back to my worksheet, and I actually want to use this donut one right here. So I'm going to blow this up just a little bit, and I'm going to use my snipping tool. So for me, I have it on my start menu. If you ever can't find your snipping tool, you can click on search here, and then type in snipping tool and it'll pop up. So I'm going to click on that. And this really just allows me to take a picture of anything on my screen. So when I do that, it brings up my little snipping tool blocks. I'm going to click new, and I basically just draw a square around whatever I want my image to be. So I want this one. There you go, and it creates the image. Now from here, I'm just going to right click it and copy. And I'm going to go back to my document and paste it. And there is my first question. And I can resize it so that I can fit it all on one page if I want to. There we go. Now it's on that page. Or maybe I want it on the second page so they can answer their question right underneath. Kind of totally up to you guys. I'm actually going to put it on the second page so I can put my text box right underneath. All right, so that's the example I want them to look at. Then I'm going to go underneath and I want to put a table. I just use a table because it makes it easy for them to see where to type. So I'm going to go to Insert, Table. I just want a one square table, put it in there. I'm going to right click on my table and go to Table Properties just to change the background color to white. I always just think it's easier to type on top of white. So that's why I do the background of color and then my text box is white. And then I'm just going to drag it a little bit bigger and it's all set. So now when a student sees the worksheet, and actually maybe we'll move this up here. This doesn't really need to be that big. We should be able to get this on one page. We'll center it. Another little trick that you can sometimes do is go under File again and go to Page Setup again. And then the margins you can actually make smaller. So I'm going to put like 0.5, 0.5, 5, and 0.5. Okay. Gives me a little bit more space on my worksheet. It's not that long of an answer. I should be able to shrink this down and get it all on one page. There we go. So now, it has their worksheet. They would look at this example. They're going to click in the box and they're going to explain why they think this is real or fake. And then when I'm ready to go on to my next example, I would just, again, go down to the next page and I would kind of follow that same process. I would take a picture of whatever other example I wanted to use, and then I would add the text box. So, and then with Google Docs, you don't have to save anything. I'll just title it Fishing, and it should be saved in that folder. So when I go to assign it in Google Classroom, it should be there. So hope that was a little bit helpful.